pick up off the floor.
Yes.
And
Accurate.
race the length for the game. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, having seen all the tries in Super League now myself, I'm probably going to say the best one for me was Danny Bruff's. Against Leeds, finishing a great team move for Wakefield, where it went wide, then came back inside, and his little old legs managed to just get him far enough. So I think that one's probably the one for me. Although I want to give a nod to some of the great flying takes we've seen from kicks this year. We've seen some earlier on in the season, like Dan Sargent's against Leeds, but continued this week with Percival leaping over Alfert's on Thursday night, and then Alfert's returning the favour and leaping over Percival. And crowned, I think, by Tom Johnson's hat-trick try as well on Friday night. So a nod to the flying kick takes. Predictions, Super Roo, Fantasy League update. So in the predictions last week, me and Sarah went the same way, actually, as each other. So we both, unsurprisingly, ended up with the same result, 3 out of 6. I'm 69% for the season overall. Sarah, from her one appearance, is at 50%. Alan is at 67%. And you are leading the way with 75% accurate predictions so far.
Okay.
Do you want to tell us about the Super Brew?
Yes, Leeds fan Dave Sinclair moves top of the table. Fat Boy Rob gets the honour of wearing a yellow cap this week.
And in the Fantasy League, Alan Bagley stays top and is already widening his lead. Although Martin Southern had the best score this week with 613. And I've got to say, I'm gutted because I was looking down the list and I had the best score in the first 10 people in the league table, the first 20, the first 30, and then Martin just slips in there down near the bottom at the moment. But with this week's performance, he must be trending in the right direction. So well done, Martin, for having the best score this week. Remember, thanks to everyone who got their fan reviews in. Some really made us laugh this week, didn't they, Tim?
Yeah,
and we've definitely got
very
some
good
episode
ones.
titles lined up from those. Go check out the Google form each week. The posts get put onto Facebook and onto Twitter about 2 hours after the games finish. Click those links or save it in your favourites because the fan view is always in the same location. And make sure you got us your views on next week's games. We're now going to move along to other results. Other results time then, Timothy, and it was the Championship Round 5 that we're going to cover first. And Bradford 0, Toulouse 14. So Olympique winning 3 in a row there. It was Dewsbury 17, Toronto 22 in the televised game. Do you want to take us through some... We'll alternate because we have 4 fan views here. So do you want to take us through Martin's first of all?
Yeah, at Mark Sim says Dewsbury deserve a lot of credit after the Boxing Day game. I thought they'd struggle this year. Wolfpack had no answer to the strong carries and Sykes kicking. Losing Olberson meant an unexpected return for Brearley, although it took a Wilkin concussion, Sidlow hamstring, and 65 minutes before he saw any action. With Springer also a surprisingly late substitute, he brought fresh legs and ideas, making the difference. I mean, what a surprise, Brian McDermott not using his substitutes.
Well, he used them all in the end, and I think possibly, arguably, holding them back was a good move because Springer did give them a bit of energy actually in the middle period of that second half. Although the Rams tried to counter that with Dan Igbinadian, who got himself sin-binned. So there you go.
Igbinadian.
Yeah, that one. Dr. Bob Phillips said, I thought Dewsbury were unlucky today. Sykes did an excellent job at controlling the Wolfpack and taking the 2 to demoralise as well as advance his team. Nearly had an heroic turnaround with those final kick-on plays, but such drama can only come once the swirling chopper and the WDBW to grab the ball. Is Delaney, ? Always as rough and dirty, like a new Ryan Bailey? Good ref too. Delaney, I don't know who he's... Maybe he's talking about Darcy Lussick, because Darcy Lussick was a bit hot and heavy in this one, and he ended up getting in the sin bin for fighting, and there was a few high shots as well, I remember, from him, that not all got punished, so maybe that's who he was thinking about there.
Yeah. I'm looking at the lineups, I can't see.
I think it's Darcy Lussick.
Yeah. Yes, and Genghis came on. No idea how we won that mud bath. Actually, I do. They freed Ryan Brearley.
And Tom Andrews said, hoping Anakin gets kicked out of the academy. Spitting is not the Jedi way. Obi-Wan Fafita would not approve, as surely spitting classes as bullying.
Yeah, you blatantly nicked my joke from Twitter there, Tom. Come on. Calling you out on that one.
What was the joke?
John Davidson made some reference to Anakin. I said, "Oh, has he been killing the younglings again?" And then, yeah.
Okay, fair enough. But in all seriousness, pretty unsavoury. Picked up by the touch judge and rightly dismissed, I suppose. I didn't see a clear replay, so I don't know how much they'll have to go off other than the match officials report, unless there was a clear replay that I missed when I only had half an eye on this game this afternoon, because there was a little bit of a mix-up, wasn't there, Tim?
Yes. Yes, there was, thanks to poor messaging systems.
Halifax 18, Swinton 16. So the old Blue Sox winning a narrow one there against one of the lower likes. So yeah.
Old Blue Sox sounds like a sort of doctor slang term for some sort of infection, doesn't it?
But that's what we're going to stick with until they start winning games more convincingly. Rochdale 20, Barrow 8. Sheffield 44, Batley 16. And we had a reviewing on this one, which was, Brian, I think, actually played Friday night.
You would have been, yeah. Brian Davies said the stainless steel Megadome was packed for the visit of the doggies. There was travel chaos across the West Riding as both taxis packed with Batley fans slowly snaked their way from the heavy woolen district to the Steel City. Once again, the Eagles kindly gave their opponents a 10-point lead to make it more interesting, but couldn't resist showing off to score 8 tries to win 44-16 and go back to top of the table.
Dane Manning's been twice in this one.
That's amazing. I love it when people get multiple sin bins.
Widnes 44, Featherstone 22 in the return and rebirth of the Vikings. What did Paul O'Brien have to tell us about this one?
Yeah, a win is a win. Widnes played well in the first half, but Featherstone came back into it with some poor defence from Widnes. The Widnes players looked tired towards the end, but that's to be expected after a turbulent week. Onwards to next week. I'm assuming they weren't able to train at all.
I think the players were taking it on their own back to do some training sessions on local playing fields, but not any official training carried out until right at the end of the week. Yeah. Interesting. Widnes tired towards the end, but probably to be expected. From the highlights, it looked like Liam Hood was quite sharp for them in this game, and he's not going to be around, so that'll be an interesting one. But it looked like they were really buzzing for each other, the young players in this game, so well done to them. And finally, York 9, Leigh 8. So the Knights with a tight, narrow home win there, very exciting for them in that one. That means the standings are left with Toronto staying top with their perfect 5 wins from 5 starts. Sheffield are also perfect, but only have played 4 times. They sit second. Promoted York are third, also on 8 points with Sheffield. Toulouse and Halifax make up the playoff spots at this early stage on 6 points. That's 2 sides who probably are lucky to be in that position from the way they've played. Featherstone, Leigh and Bradford have 4 points. Dewsbury and Barrow have 3 points. Batley and Rochdale have 2 points with 1 win each. Swinton yet to win, and Widnes on -6 now are the bottom 2. Into League One, where it was round 3, and started on Saturday with the London Scholars hosting the Newcastle Chunder, whatever we're calling them now. 48 points to 12. Newcastle ran out winners in the end, having been behind early doors to the Scholars. Dr. Hideous got touch.
Dave said new beginnings. So he did that at the New River Stadium as the club have changed beer supplier to the New River Brewery. Oh, the poor caveman. The first half was close with Newcastle. It could be, but to be fair, they never had any of that. But they always said they were sponsored by that beer whenever I've been there. And by the time I ever got up to get a pint, they said, "Oh, we've sold out of it." Oh. So, with Newcastle's points coming from good attacking play and London's from their opponent's poor discipline, I missed what was apparently an excellent punch-up while getting my second pint.
That was 18 minutes into the game. No, I don't actually know when it was in the game.
The second half was just a Newcastle procession, and the Scholars' defence was dreadful.
Fair enough. Doncaster 20, Workington 10 in a game between 2 of the promotion favourites. Hunslet 58, West Wales 4. Keighley...
Sounded like some tasty goings on in this one as well. A couple of punch-ups and I think it was a red card for our old friend Dalton Desmond Walker.
Right. Keighley 40, Coventry 8. Coventry did lead early doors, but the bubble burst.
Yeah, it was 8-0 at one stage. Yes, it did. But I had listened to the very good coverage on Free Sports, I think they're called, Live Sports, or whoever, livesports.fm. Listen to that with Mark Barlow, former Oxford player, summarising on that. It was very good, although I have to say, and I'm going to have a little bit of a rant about this, the frankly idiotic chairman before the game grabbing a microphone and starting to... He was, 2 degrees off singing Sweet Caroline. He was doing these crazy kind of noises like he was in a zoo or something, and all this, it's cougar time. And it was just needless. And then throughout the game...
whipped up the crowd, got a bit of an atmosphere
throughout the game, kept interrupting the play, just generally sounding like a complete knobhead. It was something a cross between Delia Smith and Phoenix Knights, and it was just that amateur and just sounded ridiculous. And we don't need just let the game do the talking. Frankly, you should only really be talking when there's a break in play, or if it's an urgent safety announcement. What he was doing was just ridiculous, and frankly, a bit more professionalism is needed.
We would never catch the PA guy down at the big butt doing that, would we, Tim?
Exactly.
Okay, finally, North Wales 14, Oldham 16. Mark Butler got in touch on this one. What did he have to say?
Crusaders players will not sleep after this. For an hour, they were outstanding, defensively almost perfect, and did well to score 2 tries on a day that wasn't conducive to razzle-dazzle. Even at 14-4, with just over 10 minutes to go, they looked totally in control, but gave away an interception try, and then the ending was predictable. This team are capable of keeping most opponents honest, but do fail to turn that into wins.
Okay, in the standings then, Hunslet have the only perfect record in League One. They are top with 2 wins from 2. Also on 4 points, though, are Workington, Oldham, Doncaster and Coventry. Newcastle, Whitehaven and London each have a win. North Wales and West Wales are both yet to win. Keighley are bottom but are now on -10. There was one other game that we got a fan review in on, and this one was a happier result for me, but it was the Broncos Academy versus the Wigan Warriors Academy, and Dave Cantrell got the review and he said, Wigan won the first 30 minutes 30-0. London then woke up and won the last 50, 26-16. London were winning for more minutes, so we're the best. I don't think that's how it works when a game is already lost, which is what I told you at the time, David Cantrell. But yeah.
I'm agreeing. It was a Broncos 1-2 yesterday, so I'm happy. Yeah, go with that.
Right, okay. That is all the other results wrapped up with a nice handy Wigan win to finish off with. And we're now going to move on to the predictions. Okay, Tim. Round 5 of Super League gets underway on Thursday night, 7:45pm kickoff, as all Sky games are these days on our evenings. Warrington hosting Castleford, so it's 3rd against 1st. Big game. What do you say on this one?
I think an away win for this. I think Cass probably got more quality, and I don't think Warrington necessarily get much of a home advantage out of their ground in the same way it would be the other way around when it's tight. So I think I see Cass doing this by not by much, probably about 10 points.
I am going the other way. I think as long as Warrington can avoid making too many errors early on in this game, I do think they have the side to build a platform and match up to what is a very good Cass pack at the moment. So I'm going to go Warrington by 4 in what should be a close, entertaining game, and I think let's have it around about the 26-22 kind of scoreline. So both teams getting four tries each, I think, or 4 or 5 tries.
Yeah, but we've got 3 games on Friday night, all kicking off at the same time. Starting over the river with Hull FC taking on Leeds.
3 games at the 3 of the 4 highest attended home stadiums from the last decade.
Yeah, at the same time.
Anyway, Hull FC Leeds is the first one. Yep.
Hull FC Leeds. I'm going for a home win. They'll make it 3 on a bounce. I think Leeds' organisational calamity might be. I mean, it depends a bit on the FC injury situation, but what say you?
Yeah, I think that's a leveller, and I really didn't know which way to go on this one. So what I decided to go with is the one thing that I am pretty certain on between these two sides, which I think there's only one of them that's got multiple